Okay, the purpose of this video today is just to give an example of what I see while I'm operating the boat, whether I'm 300 feet away from it, 7 miles, or 1,000 miles away from it. This is the heads-up display I get. I get some other information as well, as far as the location of the boat on the planet and other stuff, GPS coordinates and stuff that you really can't see here. But the important thing that you're seeing here is up at the top, you'll see some numbers moving left and right. That is the compass heading. The arc that's there with the numbers really doesn't play into any kind of purpose here. It's really for an aircraft. It would be the role of the aircraft. Upper right hand corner, you'll see a 99 with some green bars. That's the percentage of information I'm receiving out of 100%. Below that's the time. Some other stuff on the left and right's not that important, but really what's important is down at the bottom where you'll see AS and GS. That's airspeed and ground speed. Ground speed is what's important with the boat. And you'll see throttle, rudder, right thruster, left thruster, battery information, and over on the bottom right, a little up from the bottom, is what mode of operation I'm in. But all these things are given to me in real time. The video does freeze up every now and then for a few seconds. However, even when the video is frozen up, I still get telemetry with the health of the vehicle and all that. But this is basically what I see. I had no idea where the boat was other than looking at a computer screen. I never laid my eyes on the boat, and this was a little exercise in how close I could get to the shore and not run ashore. So it was a little bit of a learning experience. And shortly we're going to go to actual video from the whole ordeal. This was just kind of a test, doing a little bird watching and just getting a feel for things. It's really the first time, other than about 2 weeks ago at night, but I was in a much wider body of water a couple weeks ago, of navigating the boat. This was a little different, being that I was trying to stay close to the shore, and actually I thought I was a lot closer to the shore most of the time than I was. So it really was a good exercise. So I was just here kind of chasing birds, and you can see there, you know, the camera turret, and the boat can carry about 5 cameras at once if I needed to. But the cameras move independently of the boats, and I intentionally didn't zoom in to get rid of the hull of the boat. I just wanted to have an example of how the camera turns and stabilizes things in regard to the orientation of the boat. And this guy, he got used to me after a while. He was running away, and oh, there he goes. Little dinner. Yum yums. I have had some problems on this, and I'm just going to talk about this a little bit for the Ardu pilot community. I've had some problems with the cameras being in watertight enclosures and rainproof and pretty much boat wake proof and all that stuff. I'm having problems with them overheating a little bit. I get about 45 minutes, close to an hour, before they go into thermal shutdown. So I've ordered a bunch of, not a bunch, but 4 fans, muffin fans from Amazon, a couple 40 millimeters and a couple 80s, and I'm gonna have to vent the enclosures and try and move air over the cameras, because everybody knows GoPros run hot, and whether it's my Hero 7, 6, 5, all my 4s, it really doesn't matter. They run hot and they need air to be moved over them. See, here's an example where I got a little too close, I thought, and bailed out. So that's the next challenge, is keeping the cameras cool. Boat's running fine. I have no problem. It's good for 6 hours on the water, easy. Exactly how much ground I can cover, I think I can do about 12 nautical miles. 6 out and 6 back without a problem. And if I was to switch over to lithium-ion batteries, I could easily increase that a whole lot. Right now I've got lipos, and yeah, the birds kind of get used to me here. This is probably getting incredibly boring, but it's still a good example of I don't know what it's a good example of, actually. It's a good example of me bobbing around looking at nothing except some birds. And I thought here I was much closer to the weeds than I was, but obviously I had probably 10 or 15 feet where I could have got in closer. I don't know what I was afraid of. If I went aground in the weeds, I could have easily walked for a little period and gone out and got the boat and got it out of there. One thing I have discovered, at least with the Hero 7, I was pretty much used to the Hero 4s. Hero 7, the automatic white balance absolutely sucks. You really got to go to native. It may be because the enclosure my camera's in, but it gets the white balance just totally wrong. GoPro color is not the thing to do with the Hero 7. You best just have the color flat, the white balance native, and then deal with it as best you can in post-production, because as good as the camera is, it just doesn't do a very good job. This was all shot in 2.7K because it has a stabilization feature, but I think in the future I'm going to go to 4K and stabilize it in post-production, because I really miss having 4K video where you can zoom in and still have it look reasonably crisp. The very end of the journey here, there was a little cormorant hanging out by this fountain that I picked up on, but I never really got close enough to him. He's sitting there with his neck, and he'll disappear shortly. So all is good with the UAV cast. Everything's working out real good.